Alright. Welcome to another GNL 18 game, the Gym Newbie League from Warcraft Gym, a tourney where ordinary players play in a competitive environment. We have Elkiador in the bottom left corner, in the red playing human against DerMave in the top right. In the blue, Elkiador playing for the team Moonjuice Moonshiners. DerMave for Saul's Angels, of course Saul Ape Man of YouTube fame, incredible Polish caster. These players are about 1200 MMR, so this is about, I think, high gold, low platinum league on W3 champions. So these will be, decent players. Should see some decent gameplay from these guys. Elkiador is going for a classic opener as human. Let's see what hero pick, and it is Archmage, completely classic. DerMave killing a critter with the Acolyte, nice stuff. And it's Crypt Lord, so high chance of a fast expo. Ghoul production a little lacking. I think this Ziggurat was too early. See, another farm. So it's not a 3-farm tech from Elkiador. We have the first footy. Now the third farm was a bit early, because now we have some dead time before the next footy starts. Safety scout tower, nice. And more acolytes going from DerMave, so this is definitely going to be a fast expand plan. We wouldn't need that many acolytes. 3 militia pulled, trying to get this camp nice and quickly. Of course, some undeads might want to come and harass you with ghouls straight on. So you want to secure level 2. Archmage really needs level 2 to get the extra mana regen that enables him to spam those water elementals. Okay, beetles are out. Rod of Necromancy also ready. We even have Ritual Dagger. You like to see it from undead. The rod has been used and the camp goes down, but Elkiador scouts it and he decides to go across the map. I think this is audacious, trying to contest this without level 2, but he does get the cancel on the Ziggurat. I'm not sure if that was actually cancelled or destroyed. I didn't notice if the gold ticked back up, but DerMave has a lot of units, so got a very nice surround on that footman, and the water elemental gets him level 2. I don't think this is a good fight for Elkiador. Now the important thing is, who is able to macro behind this while the fight is going on? And I think Elkiador has been successful there. Slightly more than DerMave, because we got another footman coming up, another footman in production, but DerMave starts the gold mine while the fight has been pushed away from the expo site. Lots of units on the field for DerMave. Of course, half of that is summons, but these are not bad summons. We have 3 beetles, 4 beetles in fact, so that is the beetle camp. Elkiador pushes, tries to get the cancel, but gets surrounded by DerMave and has to TP out. Took a little while to start the TP. Of course, everybody wants to emulate the pros and delay the TP as long as they can, but realistically you're not gonna get a lot of value from that and you're just wasting HP. But we see Elkiador is a more experienced player, is not afraid, instantly goes to creep after teleporting. He's not spooked, he's not scared, he's not gonna wait to heal up. Doesn't even have a shop, to be fair, but not gonna, you know, frantically start power building it in order to buy the regen scroll. No, instead he goes and clears his own expo. Gets another item, Gloves of Haste. Not great, not terrible for the Archmage. But we have a little ghoul run-by squad looking to scout, but also catches reinforcements. So a footman goes down, another footman goes really low. And Elkiador is going to deny it. Took 3 hits to kill that footman. That was friendly fire, honestly. Poor guy got it, but these ghouls have been forgotten. One goes down, but decent distraction allows the main army to catch up, and now Elkiador's army is out of position because the expo is not ready. It is completely exposed and now it's getting swarmed by skeletons and beetles. Town Hall was cancelled. I did see the HP not reach 0, but the tower goes down, the vault goes down. This is a disaster. Archmage hits level 3 at least. A little consolation prize, but the peasants go down. 9 supply behind for Elkiador. This is really bad now. Of course, the expo, important, I would say crucial part of the human plan against undead, and oh my god, the luck. The mercenary camp gets aggroed and the archmage gets stunned. No surround. Actually, units have run out for DerMave. So now with the water elementals and additional footmen, he is outnumbered. He will steal the mud golem. Look at this guy chasing all the way. The Elkiador knows that he needs to do something about the expo, but it's too late. It's already up, it's saturated. It has already been paying dividends for DerMave for some time, and he has no mana. He cannot even summon a water elemental. The Nerubian is ready, and this, I think, is completely futile. Yeah, with the horse's tail between his legs, he needs to pull back. DerMave is completely in control of this game. Does hit a supply block, although the ziggurats are on his way. Killed 2 of them as well, so able to break 50 if he wants. T2 is on the way. This is very, very well executed by DerMave. No mana on the Crypt Lord. Of course, there is no clarity in the undead shop, and the shop is not even up anyway. So no way to get the mana. That was probably a mistake. I'm not sure he wanted to aggro that camp. And this is not a good fight. I would retreat here. And the MK is out. Okay, now MK is crucial. This was good response by Elkiador to the game state. And the expo went down. Of course, the expo plan was abandoned. Went for tier 2 instead. Now DerMave discovers that this is, of course, a completely walled off human base, so thankfully at least the peasants are safe. Although we do have just 7 peasants on lumber, which is a little bit on the low side, but there is a decent lumber bank, so it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, what is the plan now for DerMave? Tier 2 is done. But, and we do have money, but no second hero just yet. Now he remembers, goes for DK second, good choice. Okay, supply has closed up a little, but of course resources mined are going to be heavily in the undead's favor. And I think this is going to be a pretty futile attack. The Necropolis gets cast, although Militia was pulled. That changes the math slightly. Now we have enough damage to break the tower. Now ideally, of course, you won't want to target the Acolytes. Crypt Lord didn't have TP. Of course, the Necropolis was cancelled anyway, so TP was useless. fight. What do we have? Ghouls are hero focusing the Mountain King, which is not a bad choice, I think. Mountain King went for Stormbolt first, which I think you see more often. He's actually getting zoned by the ghouls. Water elementals could turn the tide here, because the mana regen aura, brilliance aura on the Archmage, able to spam. Avalon Impale, not that dangerous. The Mountain King retreats, and I think the rest of the human army should retreat too. And actually, Elkiador calls GG here. Yeah, not the most dangerous attack there. Really needed Dispel for the summons, but yeah, after the Expo cancel, the damage I think was too high. GG's by DerMave, very clean build. Let's stick around for game 2. Back for game 2 of the match. Elkiador from Team Moonjuice Moonshiners against DerMave from Saul's Angels in GNL 18, Season 18 of the Gym Newbie League, brought to you by Warcraft Gym. We are now on Autumn Leaves. This is the loser's pick, which has been Elkiador. Lost game 1 after a very well executed fast expo Crypt Lord built by DerMave and the cancelled expansion by the human. Now will Elkiador switch his strategy from a fast expo? Will DerMave switch his strategy or his map? This map, I think, is a bit of a two-edged sword for fast expansions, because we have the forward expo, which has a very easy creep camp, but it is somewhat exposed. Although if you can hold it, it also gives you a very advantageous position. Okay, and we see DerMave sticks to his guns, doesn't change up the build, goes for Crypt Lord again. Elkiador also executing the same build so far. Archmage on the way. Shop second Ziggurat. I believe this is the exact same timing as last game, so both players prefer to stick to the same plan rather than change it up. To be fair, I don't think Elkiador played badly. He was frankly just out of position in that one crucial moment of the previous game. Okay, the AM is out. Could maybe chase down this Acolyte. One more hit. He can get it. It is free XP, but he is wasting a bit of time going for that. And the Acolyte has fallen. Alright, retreats in time, goes for a green camp with a triple militia pool. Meanwhile, DerMave, of course, going for the fast expo. Sacrificial Skull, the Rod of Necromancy, and the Dagger. All ready. Very, very neatly executed camp kill here. Only the Water Elemental took damage. Very, very clean by Elkiador, and he's going for his own expo, pulling 5 militia to get it. Is he building extra peasants? Yes, he is. Very nice. So we're at 9 lumber peasants in total, with the 10th on the way. Of course, you need to build extra peasants if you go for fast expo, otherwise you won't have enough lumber. Once again, this was very clean creep kill. The undead expo is secure. Goldmine will be going up shortly, so DerMave does smart thing. He goes across the map checking for human fast expo. Now, interesting that he perfectly guesses that human is going for this back expo, while undead went for the forward expo. Hits level 2 from, I believe that was a peasant kill, so also got impale. The human decides to retreat, not go for a town hall. That is the right call, I believe. This situation with all those summons. Avoided the surround there, nice, but not this surround. Okay, one footman will go down. I think you want to shift click the summons. Could maybe even break out that previous peasant. Not sure if clicking the very tanky Crypt Lord is the best call. Okay, how are the players macroing behind? The Undead Expo goes up. But Elkiador, he has kept up footman production to offset the losses. Another militia pool will go again. He is committed to the Fast Expo, and actually, to be fair, the Crypt Lord being hero focused means he is, you know, more vulnerable than he would like, and this is not a very good creep kill by DerMave. Crypt Lord took even more damage. Meanwhile, Archmage is already level 3. That's a huge power spike with level 2 water allies, and the expansion is underway. We're also going for tier 2. Very, very nice situation now by Elkiador. He stayed calm under pressure. No, wanted to execute that plan with the Fast Expo, and the Expo goes up. Now more ghouls are ready in the army for DerMave, so he could, if he was in position, he could go and attack the Expo, but Elkiador is also doing the same thing, and he's there first. Footmen and the water elementals target the gold mine, but the surround, unfortunate positioning, got stuck on the rocks here and surrounded by the ghouls, so the Expo will stay up. Acolytes were very safe, retreating all the way back to the main. Meanwhile, the Beetles, they found the Expo, start harassing the peasants, but the Arcane, if the Arcane Tower goes up, the Beetles will not be so dangerous. Okay, second battle of the Human Expo, and I think it's a better position for the Human. Oh, that was, did you see that? That little reforged clip. Oh, nice surround. Elkiador manages to escape that surround, just barely. But I still think, in terms of army power, this favors the Human. On top of the tower. Yeah, ghouls go down. The footmen, they are decently tanky. Crypt Lord stands under the Arcane, loses all mana. The power of the water release. This little ghoul run by. Pretty cute. Now militia gets pulled from the lumber, and I think the ghouls will need to retreat. One of them might even die. And look at this, this is the experienced player. Elkiador has half HP on the AM, but he does not fear the creeps. Secures level 4. Tier 2 is done, the MK is almost finished. Meanwhile, the Halls of the Dead for the Undead, not yet finished, so it will be another minute before the second Undead hero hits the battlefield. So, considering that the Undead Expo was finished first, this is looking much better for the Human. You can see this reflected in the supply, with 10 supply. Neat for Elkiador. Did not get flustered by the large undead army, large visually of course, a lot of units, unit spam. It can get a little bit confusing, but with experience you'll be able to navigate large battles. Okay, now the human objective is to level up the MK, ideally to level 3 as fast as possible. Thunderclap coming very handy. Elkiador breaks 50 supply. Of course, can afford that with the expansion. Now, what is happening here? Creep pool from the mercenary camp, but the expo was not yet clear. Both players creeping, but let's be honest, Elkiador going for the bigger fish here. First the orange camp at the expo, then the very nice creep camp at the mercenary camp. This is unfortunately a misplay, because all this experience goes to the Archmage, who does not need it anymore. The MK needs it. Needs it really badly. Okay, now the heroes are swapped. At least the big troll will go to the MK, giving him level 2. Death Knight out for the undead finally. Also creeping, but look at this aggro. The Sasquatch is attacking the Death Knight. The Death Knight only unit he cannot heal is himself, so this is terrible, terrible damage. We have a post creepjack. In theory not the best position, and the undead bails. Doesn't want to take the fight at all. Unfortunate Crypt Fiend got left behind. Little Timmy goes down. More free damage for the undead. Excuse me while I ban this little bot. We're back. This is so far looking very nice for the human. Both players going to tier 3, and Elkiador in fact very slightly ahead. Now Dispel is ready. We have one priest, one troll priest, forest troll priest. Interesting decision to go for a mercenary priest. But it is sometimes necessary to do that when playing fast expo, because you in fact have more resources than you are able to spend. Now taking the red camp. Footmen go down. Unfortunate sacrifice, but just about acceptable, I would say. Although now the MK is tanking the golem. The golem goes down. What do we have as an item? This is called Mystic Hood or something. It gives agility and intelligence. Not the best item. Extra mana is useful, but yeah, not the greatest item pick there, or item drop, excuse me. Now I believe for the first time in this game, the supply actually favors the undead. We have Crack Ghouls, Destroy, Upgrade, and Lich on the way, so undead getting all their toys necessary to fight. So this now would be a good time to attack by Elkiador before all those upgrades go online, and that's exactly what he does. Fighting near the expo, equipped with 3 towers, not the best. In-one popped on the MK. Let's see, can we get some nice focus fires? Maybe Dispel on the beetles. The priest gets his ass Nova, but hero focus works for the human. No Stormbolt to secure the kill, so the coil is able to turn it around, and this is not looking good for the human. All the priests went down, 2 rifles went down. Still focusing the Crypt Fiend, but another coil to top him off. We have another Nova ready, yes we do. Mana pot. Yeah, all the rifles are dead, and now TP home, because this fight has not gone well at all. window of opportunity has closed. The undead is ready. Now, the smart thing to do after a fight like this, when you win, your opponent retreats, what you want to do, of course, is go again. No, take the opportunity, plunge the dagger even deeper into the opponent's heart. They will not be ready. If you give them a breather, they can reproduce. Units build slowly in Warcraft 3, but every second counts. So with a little delay, that's what DerMave does. Goes for the expo, but the Lich is horribly out of position and gets focused down with Stormbolt and Holy Fire. I mean Holy Light. Terrible loss for the undead. Much less nuke potential. Do we have a destroyer here? Yes, we do. Destroyer would do amazing breaking down the towers, but we are focusing the Paladin instead. Not a bad choice, of course, Paladin the healer. Although level 1 Holy Light, I personally find it a bit underwhelming. Still, we have nothing that shoots up except for the AM and the Elementals. There is no Orb of Slow. But the Thunderclap and DerMave chooses to retreat. That's what I was talking about. The production goes in. We have double barracks production. The economy is looking good, so 4 knights hit the field. They do have the vigor to stand in the fight. Elkiador will take the other red camp. Very good. Very good creep control for the human. AM pulls back to not sap XP. Ooh, double level up, so satisfying. Does he goes for Devotion Aura. And we have staff on the AM as well. Very nice. Lower MMR players would totally either forget or just not bother with the shop items because it's extra micro. But not Elkiador. Remember, this is 1200 MMR. These players, they kinda know what to do. Might not be the most efficient like a pro player or a semi-pro player would, but they have decent knowledge, and you can see this. Elkiador controlling the shop, going for another invuln pot. You probably don't need 2 invuln pots on the Paladin. I would like to see this one go probably for the MK. Of course, I would also love to see Healing Scroll. Okay, Elkiador going for 100% meta army composition now. Spamming knights and flyings. How many workshops? Only 2. It's of course the human army composition against undead. His flyings will destroy the destroyers. Incredibly ironic. Does DerMave know about the flyings? He has not seen the workshop. I'm not sure if he saw the army, but this could be a surprise for him when the flyings come in. What you need to do against this composition, of course, is switch into Banshees. We don't really have the money. Both players, of course, in low upkeep, paying the mandatory tax. Okay, how many flyings is that? Let's check on the unit view. I can just... I actually don't see it. Did we run out of space here? Oh man, that is unfortunate. I wish the buildings wouldn't show up here. The buildings showing up in the unit view, so useless. Unfortunately, we can't be sure how many flyings that is, but if I'm going to count them roughly, I'd say that was about 9. Crucial word being was, because 2 flyings got caught by web. Grave Fiend's of course decent against the flyings, but will not help against the knights. Knights being the attack armor counter against fiends. Supply slightly favoring DerMave, but this is all about execution, all about what the army actually does. Now the flyings, they all fall down. Can they bring the destroyer down? Not really. I'm not sure why DerMave is retreating here. I think that fight went okay for the undead. Flyings went down, only one destroyer went down, and he could morph more. He has 3 statues. Not really necessary to stay on 3 statues. We keep building fiends. I think this is over fiending a little bit. They really are not a very good unit. This situation.
Our forces are under attack.
Map nearly ran out of creeps. Although the players are not aware of that, of course. We have here a little green camp here, orange camp on the right, another green camp near the human base, and that's all. Elkiador has remade the flyings, and he's going for a 3rd base.
Job's done.
Not a bad call, of course. The gold mine is nearly empty.
Job's done. Job's done.
DerMave is sitting on high supply, which means only 40% of income. So this has a huge cost. Consider both players mining from 2 gold mines. The player on low upkeep is getting 960 gold, whereas the player on high upkeep only 480. But the 3rd base does get cancelled. Human army was not in position. Peasants go down. Okay, this is it. This might be the decisive battle. There's even more flying machines, 3 destroyers. But the destroyers go down. And look at the knights. They are making mincemeat out of those crypt fiends. Who are the crypt fiends attacking? They are attacking the knights. 1 destroyer left. And the DK out of position gets storm bolted. Probably is gonna get a holy light next. Go down. Okay, not quite yet. Let's see. The knights. It is the knights. Knights went down. The destroyers were not destroyed. There's still 3 of them flying in the air. And they took care of those knights. Only 2 knights left, one of them nearly dead. More flying machines trickle in. The paladin goes down. Uno reverse card on the death knight, so both healers went down. It's a nail-biting fight, but in terms of supply, it's looking better for the human. This is where the money brought by sticking on low upkeep, this is where it comes in. Because DerMave did not have the resources to trickle reinforcements in. Of course, was also slightly further ahead from, away from their base than the human base. New knights, new flyings come in. And the Lich went down as well. DerMave goes for rebuying army, which means no resources for the tavern. Well, Elkiador controls the tavern now. Camps the tavern, I believe. Looking to rebuy the paladin. Okay, no, paladin will come from the altar. Okay, supply very much in favor of the human. But this is the magic of Warcraft, because lower population means falling back from upkeep. So now DerMave does not have upkeep. We see selling the ziggurats. Not a bad idea. You're not gonna want to break 80 pop anyway. I think could have stayed under 50 for a bit longer, because now both players don't have another base. We have one base mining versus one base mining. Let's see how the gold mines are doing. A little bit more gold in the human gold mine, because of course the expo came in late. But the power of the undead base, power of the undead towers, means you will need a siege unit to break the stalemate if you want to attack the undead base. But with this advantage, as long as a new base does not come out, human could wait this out and go for attrition if they trust they can take another good fight. But expo goes up. Expo also goes up for the human, so we might be in for even longer game. Both players getting ready to expo, but that means DerMave does not want to fight, cannot fight, does not have army number now for battle. Ooh. What a maneuver! I missed that. That was probably a knight in the corner and taking the anti-mage ult, because of course this anti-mage is level 6 and took the ult, so he teleported the scouting knight towards the expansion to cancel it and then went back with the TP scroll. DerMave goes for expo cancel of his own, but with the mobility of the archmage, the human is ready to prepare. Meanwhile, a militia run by the towers. Let's see. I saw many more knights. I don't know where they went. This does not feel like the full army from the human, and it's not going that great. No flyings in sight. They all went down. There's still one destroyer. Nothing really left that shoots up. No orb of slow on any of the heroes. Archmage gets focused down, chased by the undead army. We need more water elementals. We need something that shoots up. Another destroyer appears. Still have 3 knights. They could focus down the crypt fiends, and that would help with getting rid of the destroyers. This is a really close fight, but of course bad situation supply wise for the undead, and now the heroes went down. The lich is surrounded and DerMave calls GG. Battle of attrition for sure, but really good army composition by Elkiador to take another win and tie the series 1-1. So we will see game 3 for this match. See you there. Alright. We are back for game 3 of the second match in GNL Season 18 between Elkiador in the top left, now in green colors, interestingly, playing for Team Moonjuice Moonshiners against DerMave for Team Saul's Angels. The series is tied up 1-1. This map, Tidehunters, is the loser's pick, so DerMave's map pick. In the last game we had the Battle of the Fast Expos and a very good army composition by Human, taking the win to tie up the series. Will we see anything different, or will both players stick to their guns? Far, both players still in the standard territory. No one trying to force the issue with the cheese in game 3. No, I expect these players to keep doing the same thing. Keep executing the plan. After all, it was a relatively close game, although eventually with a decisive advantage for Elkiador as the human. Scout Acolyte goes across the map, and we indeed see the same heroes for both players. Archmage against the Crypt Lord. Fast expansion probably on the agenda for both players.
Ready for action.
Unlike the previous map, Autumn Leaves, Tide Hunters is a little bit more difficult to fast expo on. The creep camp is more dangerous, especially the turtle one, I think.
Ready to work. Ready for action. Job's
And we'll
done.
have to see
Ready to work.
if they go for a green camp first. I don't expect the undead to do so. No, Cell's TP goes for Necro Rod, Ritual Dagger and Sacrificial Skull. Has a critter prepared, and we in fact see the human going for Insta Expo as well. No green camp, so putting the militia lovely surround on the fat turtle to get rid of it. One peasant goes down. Like I said, this is a dangerous camp. These turtles, they look innocent, but they deal a lot of damage. In fact, the big one does chaos damage. I'll admit, I did not know that. And this was not the best expo site decision, I think. Because we see on the other side of the map, DerMave goes for the expo, which is not actually symmetrical on this map. Or rather, the symmetry on this map is diagonal rather than horizontal / vertical. So the turtle camp
Ready to work.
on the undead side is here. So the camp on the opposite side of the map is the Murloc camp,
Job's done.
which is the weaker of the two camps, at least if we look at the creep levels. As a result, undead expansion already on the way, human expansion just now starting. A second militia pool was necessary in order to get the peasants in, which of course means Elkiador now has to wait for the militia buff to expire. He did at least take his camp in the meantime, a little green camp, which helps him reach level 2. Level 2 incredibly important for the Brilliance Aura mana regen. DerMave also creeping, got level 2 of his own, and we have a split army here. Summons and one ghoul with the hero moving in the direction, moving through the center of the map, and 5 ghouls moving from the bottom. Didn't find the Archmage, but of course the target is clear. Goes for the expo, or scouted the other expo. Comes in just in the nick of time. This is where this militia having to wait for a little bit. This is where this is relevant, because only now the town hall is done. We do have an arcane tower ready, which if you would focus fire the summons, would destroy them very quickly. But I think DerMave has the numbers. There is just not enough footmen here. Some of them died, and all the ghouls are safe. Both heroes hit level 3. Archmage has no mana, cannot summon additional water elementals. Meanwhile, we have level 2 beetles on the battlefield. All the footmen have gone down. Only now we have one ghoul kill, a second ghoul kill. But is it too little, too late? But the town hall is ready now. The arcane tower is shooting the Crypt Lord, draining him of mana. Archmage is kinda surrounded, but there is not enough damage to force the issue there. I think this is gonna stick. I think DerMave is overcommitted here. All the ghouls went down. Remember, there were 6 ghouls here, and they're all gone. Only one ghoul survived, and he's a dead man walking. Of course, all puns intended. For the first time, the Crypt Lord has less HP than the Archmage and needs to retrieve. Cost the lives of many a good foot soldier, but crucially, the peasants. The peasants survived and they are mining. Although, in the meantime, the undead base was mining. No issues, but resources were floating. DerMave did not click the tier 2 button during the fight, only clicked it after the fight, so tier 2 for both players, nearly identical timing. While they wait on tier 2, Elkiador has decided to go across the map, do a little poke, but it is the undead base, so DerMave can just retreat. No towers up, but look at the ghouls. So many ghouls. Yeah, it seems I need to give credit to DerMave, who probably was able to save some of the ghouls from the fight and pull back with them, rather than them having died. That was misread by me. Good surround, but Elkiador was ready with the invuln potion, and why are we... Why do we have an altar under construction? Ah, double crypt. Interesting strategic decision by DerMave. In order to fund that ghoul attack earlier, he actually sold his altar. I completely missed that. My apologies. Now he rebuilt it and was able to protect it. Crypt Lord needs to go back home, stand on Blight, now have a cup of tea, wait it out because HP is very low. Nice surround on the footman. Okay, supply is close, so both players stabilize their situation. Elkiador knows that the Crypt Lord is vulnerable. He uses the opportunity to steal a camp from the other side of the map. Now we have second heroes on the way. Again, both players identical timing. DerMave responds. Very smart response, taking the safe camp, the safe orange camp on this map that is right next to your base. This is the camp that you take when you don't have map control. And this is why you don't want to take this camp early. You don't want to use this up too early, like use it as a first camp in order to power creep your hero. Not the best use of it, because you might be in a situation like this where you cannot afford to go on an adventure into the map, but you still want to do something, you still want to gain some experience. That's why you leave the safe camp. Alright, Crypt Lord back in better shape. Still low on mana, but we have the beetles ready. Both players make an orange camp now. Of course, the objective would be to use this to power level your second hero. Both hero levels extremely important. Elkiador does not really manage, does not pull back the Archmage back in time, so Haunting King, it's gonna be close, but it might, I think it is going to be enough actually to hit level 2. Same for DerMave actually, but the Death Knight got even less XP. It's not even level 1.5. Haunting King is level 2. So well done by Elkiador, but a more optimal creeping. Now it's DerMave who's taking the better creep camp, taking the opponent's other expansion site, which is a decent creep camp, gives DK level 2. Elkiador goes into the middle, checks out the shop, sees all the creeps were wiped out, and look at this. Now DerMave smoothly rotates into the top right of the map, takes more creeps away. Elkiador knows, or susses out that this is where he might be, and we have a battle on our hands. A creep jack, technically, but DerMave looks to be in a good position. Crept efficiently. Nice cyclone staff. Good job from the human. Removes the heroes for a bit, but it's not enough. It's not enough. The undead has more supply here. Another impale goes down. An obsidian statue is online, which is able to restore the mana for the undead hero. The human needs to retreat. While DerMave continues to creep. Very good situation now for the undead. But look at this. Both players on tier 3. Now Destroyer upgrade stars for undead, but we already have the first knights on the way. We also have the first workshop, second workshop on the way. Ha! Elkiador got stuck in his closed base, so has to sacrifice a farm. Means that he is supply block, needs to build new farms ASAP. Okay, 3 farms on the way. Situation saved. Lich is on the way, Paladin already out. And yes, nicely pulled back with the Archmage to level up the second and the third heroes. Needs to level the Paladin. Of course, Holy Light level 1. Nah, not that special. Not this late. And so ideally wants level 3 or at least level 2 to get either Aura or Divine Shield. I personally became quite partial towards taking Divine Shield because the Paladin is so vulnerable. He also likes to charge forward in combat, making him easy to pick off. You of course need to micro pull him back. Okay, it seems, I think this was just a green camp, so not much XP gain there. So the Paladin is still not level 2 even. This was better, but better for DerMave, taking the turtle camp, but did not pull back the Crypt Lord. So, which also not leveled, but Elkiador takes the laboratory. Now finally, Paladin level 2, MK level 3, looking good for the hero levels, but the inventory is much better for the undead. Of course, we have Orb of Corruption on the Lich, and Claws of Attack, and Claws of Haste, so this Lich will be dangerous. Could really use level 2 though, still doesn't have it, due to 3 heroes sapping experience. Ring of Protection stays on the ground. Gonna go back for it? No. Poor treasure here forgotten. And we have the first red. And I believe this is the only red camp on the... No, okay, this was a red camp as well. This was taken by... undead, I believe. Or the human, I don't actually remember. Looking at the inventory. Can't really tell, honestly. Apologies. Okay, the camp was finished, so the creep jack does not seem that successful. One knight comes in as reinforcements. Supply favors the human, assuming everything is in battle. 6 flying machines able to take down the destroyer. And the knights are turning ghouls into mincemeat. Nice staff on one of the knights. Crippler hits level 5, but numbers are still in favor of the human. Death Knight gets surrounded and dies, so no more healing for the undead. And Cryptlord is forced to TP, so very good trade. Very good trade for the undead, and the Cryptlord was too far away from the statues. Nice save, morphing them into destroyers in order for them to retreat. Of course, all the flyings were off screen. They were pulled back. Knijus Vagobloop, hello, welcome. We are casting some Warcraft 3 games. from GNL 18, GNL Season 18, Gin Newbie League, tourney, where normal players can play in a competitive environment and score points for their teams. It's 1-1 currently, but it's looking good for Elkiador, for Team Moonjuice Moonshiners. Now this is the part of the game where you sort of start to ask yourself, what do I do now? Because all the creeps better from the other player. I think the minimap is just bugged. All the creep camps have been taken. It's just this safety orange camp on the human player's side, but no more objectives on the map. So now all we have left is pure 1v1. I say that as actually DerMave finds the laboratory camp on his side of the map, and we have another near creep jack. Knights engaging the Crypt Fiends. We of course counter the Crypt Fiends with the attack and armor types. So far so good, but the Crypt Fiends, the web, manages to entangle the flying machines. There's not enough of them. Only 6 supply in flying machines, so they were not able to click the destroyers and kill them. As a result, the knights took heavy damage and have to pull back. One knight out of position gets coiled, Nova his ass, completely destroyed. So this was decent trade. Decent trade for the undead, and he got the item. Now, equal supply. Let's check the upgrades. 2-1 upgrades for the fiends and destroyers. On the other side, armor upgrades for flyings, and where's the knight? 2 upgrades for knights. So in fact, good upgrades. Good upgrades for both players. In theory, slightly advantaged for the human. Okay, human sticks to their guns. Of course, this is the meta army composition, knights and flying machines. In theory, the undead needs to go to banshees to possess the knights, but this also requires the human army to truly be dangerous, and in this situation I think don't have enough flyings. This is 7 flyings against 2 destroyers, which is 10 supply, but the undead can of course morph additional destroyers during combat, in theory. Not right now, due to the supply situation, 80 out of 80. Elkiador hits high upkeep with an additional knight, cancels the knight to avoid high upkeep. Good choice. Could fit in 2 more flyings though. Levels favor the undead. We do have triple staff, and we do have teleport, so that is good. And look at this, DerMave with excellent map knowledge susses out the last remaining creep gang. I'm gonna check my words. We do have 1 priest survive in the laboratory, and we do have 2 green camps still left, but that's slim pickings, to be honest. Okay, the undead strikes first. Mass morphs. Not chain morphed though, because they don't have mana. We do have an additional destroyer. Okay, TP from the human. Undead pulls back. What are the machines? There's only 6 flying machines. We can't really find the destroyers. One of them gets swept, so it's 5 flying machines only. Destroyers pull back. It's probably not necessary. Didn't feel like they were in a lot of danger. Fiend number is diminishing, but now the knights can't really find a good target. They're attacking the abomination. Yeah, all the flying machines were either went down or were neutralized, so the fiends still reign in the sky. And now I think this battle will turn for the undead. Paladin gets his ass Novat and coiled. The Death Knight surrounded but pops invuln just in time. Unfortunately we cannot see the HP number while the unit is invuln. And a healing potion, I believe, to bring the Death Knight back to health. And where's the army gone? Human army has disappeared. Not enough gold to buy reinforcements, and this is where the undead come into their own, because their heroes are so powerful, their mana regen so strong. I think this TP was unnecessary. 2 fiends get left behind. Unfortunate loss, although their deaths will at least lower the upkeep back to low. Or not, they actually run away. I think... Oh, look, where did you come from? Another Crypt Fiend out of position. Guess right-clicked a peasant or something and wandered off. Okay, now strategic wherewithal for both players. DerMave has secured a 3rd base just before his main base runs out of gold. So he is low on gold and he is only trickling in very little income with high upkeep. But the base is secure. But Elkiador feels that something is amiss with that very safe pullback and strikes the expansion. No necropolis ready, so this base needs to be evacuated. DerMave sells the gold mine and another battle is forced, but look at the supply. 12 pop ahead for the undead, 4 destroyers, and there is just not enough flying machines. I only see 2 flying machines. The destroyers, they will not die. Nothing shoots up. Only the Archmage. The Paladin goes down. I don't know. Oh, that's from the last battle. Did not even manage to respawn in time. So, excellent fight for the undead. And human has no money. Cannot even start an expansion because there is no money. Main has run out. We need to cancel a knight to fund that. And look at this. Oh, look at this. Even the expo ran out. Whereas the undead expo is still going, even although nearly exhausted as well. So we are playing no income game, ladies and gentlemen. But the undead expansion is on the way. And this is the win con. As long as undead does not blunder, this is GG. Human has no more money. The knight was not cancelled. The knight has been produced. But his value is not worth his weight. The supply is not there. This would need to be a fight of a lifetime. But the CL, the Crypt Lord, hits level 6. Turns on his ult. His ult is really weird. It doesn't really look like it does anything. But trust me, it does something. And there's just no answer to the destroyers. They start shredding the knights. The Crypt Lord could die and it would not matter in the slightest. The human war machine has run out of gas and DerMave will secure victory. 2-1 victory in the series for his team. Saul's Angels will claim their first series victory and GG well played from both players. We'd love to see good manners in the chat. Acknowledging the victory of his opponent, and Elkiador taps out. GG's from both players. Huge macro games, but the undead come out on top.